Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my home. I am so pleased that we are finally in spring. Oh my god, what a relief, right? I mean, the winter was just being in lockdown, and being in winter was just, I just couldn't anymore. And my skin was really suffering as well, which is probably why my skincare routine was so extensive. And I can feel now that my skin is starting to normalize, it's starting to get softer, it's starting to, the pores are getting better, like everything is just getting better with the weather. It's just what happens. All of us have, or from what I can see, all of us have the worst skin in the winter, and then the spring and the autumn our skins tend to sort of normalize, and then summer can be the best months for some and the worst months for others depending on your skin type. So today I thought I would go through my new skincare routine. I'm not going to actually do it, I'm just going to talk you through it, because now that I don't have to focus, now that I don't have to focus on nourishing my skin and protecting my skin and just making sure that it's not super reactive, now I can focus on making it bright and luminous and put all the actives in there and just use really good active ingredients that are really going to make my skin look great, because I couldn't do that in the winter because my skin was sensitized. So I am dancing to no music. So let's get to it. So the first one I am using is obviously the LAIT VIP02. So we've gone through this one. I've done a whole video on every single cleanser and that we do and that you can do. So I'll link that below for a more involved and descriptive explanation of this amazing product. So basically I'm just using this because before I was using the LAIT EV, which is much more nourishing, and sometimes I was mixing in the LAIT VIP02. I'd use one or the other depending on the day, but now my skin does not need the LAIT EV anymore. It can do with a boost some hydration and some brightening and some oxygenation, and that's why I am purely sticking with this one. So this one, if you remember, just to go through it quickly, is focusing on hydration. It's also focusing on brightening and oxygenating the skin by opening up those capillaries and letting the blood flow. And then it's also cleaning off, which I don't think I mentioned in my last video. It is also cleaning off the pollutants, which in lockdown, it doesn't really matter, but hopefully we're gonna be out of it soon enough. So this actually cleans off the pollution that is in the environment that tends to stick to your skin, gives you dull skin, makes you need to take a hell of a lot more antioxidants, clogs your pores. Oh, that pollution wreaks havoc. It wreaks havoc to the skin. So this is what I'm going for at the moment. As you guys know, cleansing is my favorite part of my routine. It's also my favorite product. So I'm really happy to go with this one. There's the cleanse. Then as a lotion, as an exfoliant, I am also sticking to the lotion P50V. So I explained this again in a whole other video. So I went through every single lotion in great detail, and I really did go in huge detail. So I'm sticking with this. I will go to the lotion P50W when I can start to feel that my skin is getting oily, which it will do as it gets more and more humid, and my pores start to open up. I need to close them down, but at the moment that's not happening yet. I still want the hydration, I still want the anti-aging, I still want a slightly stronger version of AHAs, BHAs and PHAs. So because the dry skin is a lot better. I mean, it's a lot better. I can literally feel it on my skin. It's not as rough anymore, but it's still there. So I'm sticking with this until I start to schwitz. So Lotion P50V is the one I'm going for. It's also more brightening because it has more gluconolactone than the other ones. Also a really, really good point because I'm focusing on brightening my skin. I'm done with the dull. Done with the dull. Okay, so these are sort of new products now that I'm gonna speak to you guys about. So the next product is the MASQUE VIPO2. This one right here. So this is really an interesting product because within the Biologique Recherche range, this is pretty much the only product, apart from the eye makeup remover, which I also use, but I'm not going to go through because you guys, you know, it's eye makeup remover. If I wear eye makeup, I need to remove the eye makeup. We don't need to go through all that again. So the MASQUE VIPO2 is super unique in the Biologique Recherche range because it's for everybody. I mean, it's pretty much for everybody. If you're acne, oily, dry, dull, sensitized, I mean, rosacea, psoriasis, anti-aging, well, that's not a skin type. Well, mature, it's not gonna, well, it's got hyaluronic acid in it, so it might, I'm still babbling again. So anyway, it is pretty much for everybody. It's not going to harm anybody and it's going to help pretty much everybody. So what I love about this and how I usually use this and recommend this is if you have a dehydrated skin, this is the most hydrating of masks that Biologique Recherche do. The reason behind this is not nourishing. So remember the difference. Nourishing is adding oils into the skin. Hydrating is adding water into the skin. So they're two very, very different needs. This is not very nourishing. It's mostly hydrating. And the reason behind that is because it contains hyaluronic acid and rhozobium at the same time. So it's similar to, I don't know if you saw or remember, again, I'll link it below, when I explained the micellar water, which for my skin doesn't particularly like the micellar water within the Biologique Recherche range. Actually, my skin doesn't like any micellar waters. I don't know what it has against micellar waters, but my skin's not a fan. But that product I always found really exciting and interesting because it did contain the hyaluronic acid and the rhozobium. And the reason behind that is because the hyaluronic acid basically opens up your skin and it allows the water, the hydration from the environment, from the air, to penetrate into your skin. But then what the rhozobium does is it makes the reservoirs or the cells that are going to take in the water, the hydration from the air, it's going to make those reservoirs larger and it's going to hold it in. So it's a type of transepidermal water loss technique. So it prevents the water from escaping without using oils. It's using a rhozobium, which is a sort of a gel or a gum, which you can't, it just feels like, you can't really feel it in this because this is a clay mask. So it's a white mask. Let me show you. I'm babbling and I'm not showing you. So, let's go here. Can you see? I don't know if that is. So it comes in one of these squeezy tubes. Very handy. And then it sort of looks like this. So you can see it's like you would take that and how would you would want to spread it on your skin would be you need it to be sort of like opaque. So you sort of keep going until you don't see any, until it's all sort of uniform, but you don't need it to be super thick, guys, because that's just wasting the product. So you need it to sort of look like this on your face and we're good. That is the way to get it perfect. That bit's not so perfect, but just like from here to here, that bit's perfect. So you want it to sort of look like that. Now I have to clean this off. We'll do that in a bit. So this has the rhozobium and the hyaluronic acid. This is gonna get on my top whilst I'm talking to you guys and it's gonna annoy me. I'm gonna like be with a huge white patch on this side in a minute. But I'm gonna finish explaining this product. It's okay, we will deal with it. Okay. So it's got that, and then what it's got is that it's got the BR oxygenating complex in there, which we know contains perfluorodecolin. So basically, the perfluorodecolin is what is going to, just like in the LAIT, it is going to open up those capillaries, let the blood rush through, and so it makes you look like you've gone for a little bit of a run. It's letting all of that blood, if you have bad circulation as well, or if you're not so good at going to the gym and working out, not that any of us can go to the gym at the moment, but if you're like, you know, if you're good at going for a run or going for a jog or working out, then you probably already have this glow to your skin. But if you're more like me and it just doesn't consist within your life, then this is a great alternative. So it's really, really brightening to the skin in that way. And then lastly, it has dandelion fructans within it. So it's like the fructans from dandelion, yes, that flower that you see in the park, which I don't find particularly pretty, but there we go. So it's called the dandelion fructans, and what that is going to do is that is going to remove the pollution also from the skin. So that detoxifies the skin, removes pollution. Again, if you live in a polluted area, a polluted city, or if you're a jet setter and you like flying around, which you're not able to right now, but shortly, hopefully, please, then this is also going to be great for you. But just as a hydrating mask that you know you're not going to break out from, that you know you're not going to get oily from, that you know you're not going to react to in any way, this is great. Another way that we use this is that if you are using any other mask, literally any other mask, whether from this brand or from another, if you want to dilute it, like for example, if you want to clarify your skin and you've got a clarifying mask, or you've got a brightening mask and you want to brighten your skin, but you're finding that that product is too strong for you and you want to just dull it down a bit, or you want to add a little bit more hydration, she's great. She is great. She goes for everybody. She goes with everybody. She helps everybody out. She's like your best friend. She's great. So that's another way that you can use the MASQUE ViPO2. I'm not great with masking, so I typically mask once a week, and it'll always be a Sunday. Always be a Sunday. Sunday is my me day. It's the day where I do the washing, I do the Netflixing, I do my beauty routine, I talk on the phone to my friends, but I stay in my pajamas pretty much all day. All day is pajama day. And I love Sunday, it's my favorite day of the week. No one's taking Sunday away from me. Okay, so that's the MASQUE ViPO2. You can put it on for 15 minutes. I put it on for an hour. You wash it off with cold water. Cold water. Don't do it with hot water. Do it with cold water. Wash it off with cold water, and then you would go ahead and put your serums on. So if you're using the mask or any sort of routine within Biologique Recherche, you are going to cleanse first, then you're going to P50, then you're going to mask, whichever mask, then you're going to mask. If you mask, you don't have to mask. If you do it after the P50, then you remove the mask, then you do your serums, your cream, your whatever, the rest of the routine. But you must P50 before you mask, because the P50, what is going on? It's like flufferama in here. Sorry. Yes, P50 before you mask. It'll make the mask go deeper, work better. You want a P50 before you mask, or you need to exfoliate before you mask. Whichever one you need to do one. All right, next is the cocktails. So guys, I have two options for you. Two options. Basically a cheaper option and a more expensive option. I hate talking about money when it comes to skin. When it comes to anything, I hate talking money. If I don't want to be spending that amount on a product, but I want a similar effect, but I want to spend way less, what could I do? So these are your two options. For the expensive option, but really good option, this baby right here. Okay, so this is the cocktail d'actifs régénérants. We're just going to call it the cocktail. Way easier. So I'm going to open this baby up and show you what I mean. So this, Yeah, it's gone on my top. Totally forgot about it, went on my top. Look at that. So this is a box. So I've already gone through 7. This is a box containing 10 itty bitty serums. This one's not, there we go. 10 itty bitty serums. So I've used all of these up already. And what you do is that you use, so one usually lasts me 3 days. But you're supposed to use one every day, one every 2 days. So basically what you do is you open it up. I'm not going to open mine up because I already have a half open in the fridge. But basically it's like water consistency. You can see it's like super liquidy, doesn't smell of anything. Don't worry, it's not stinky. Also the MASQUE pH2 doesn't smell of anything. What you do with these little babies is that you open it up, and I can use a third of this and put it on my face and my neck. I don't put it on my chest, but whatever I put on my face, I always put on my neck. My mom always said, your neck is your second face. Don't know if it's a French thing, but yeah, your neck is your second face. So I use a third, and then I close it up again, and then I put it in the fridge. And then I use another third, and I close it up again, and I put it in the fridge. And then I use the last third. And the reason you have to put it in the fridge, and it's only good for 48 hours after you open it, if you put it in the fridge. If you don't put it in the fridge, it dies. So, super valuable. So put it in the fridge. You don't want to just putting water on your face. I use it in the evening only, so it lasts me 3 days. But I have a small face because I'm small. And I can get 3 days out of this only using it in the evening. I don't use it in the morning. You guys know my morning routines are super quick. I cleanse, I serum, and I put some cream on. Sometimes I just put cream on. It's that bad. Like in the summer, I would just use cream. I'm backtracking again. Okay, so cocktail d'actifs régénérants. It will last you a minimum of 2 days. If you can get 3 out of it, fantastic. What does this do? Okay, so basically this does everything. Okay, this is the most brightening treatment we can offer, and also that I've seen. So basically this is packed. And when I say packed, I mean ridiculous packed, full of peptides, amino acids, growth factors, and vitamins. So it's like super duper charged, crazy wackoness. It's crazy. I'm gonna go through it in a little bit more detail, but I just want to explain to you just briefly what it does, because you may want to skip the next bit because it's detailed. So basically this is going to brighten your skin, it's going to hydrate your skin, it's going to moisturize your skin, but without oil. So again, amino acids create also a transepidermal water loss cushion to prevent the hydration from leaving. But amino acids also have so many other benefits depending on the amino acid, but this one has everything. So it has soothing, repairing, regenerating, antioxidant, anti-aging, hydrating, nourishing, super brightening. I mean, this little baby does everything. So this treatment is going to last you, if you can get 3 days out of it, you get 10 little vials, so that's going to last you 30 days. If you get 2 days out of it, it's 20 days. Use them consecutively. So you either do a 20-day or however, if you can manage to get 30 days out of it, just use it every single night until you finish the box. And then don't do it again for at least a month or 2. I only do it twice a year, so I tend to do it in the spring, right at the beginning of the spring, so right now. And then I also do it in the autumn, right before the winter, to help my skin not sort of flatten out so quickly. And I just kind of get, maybe by the time it gets super dull at the end of January, then I've only got February where I look really bad. So that's how it works. Then in terms of what's in it, I'm going to read this out to you guys because I'm not going to remember every single amino acid that is in here. If you want to skip through it, fine. In terms of growth factors, so this is basically makes new skin grow. It's the hype at the moment, but BR have been doing it for like years. We've got oligopeptides, tripeptides, and polypeptides. So basically every single type of peptide is in there. Then you've got all these different vitamins which are regenerating. So you've got B7, B8, then you've got vitamins E and C. So we know what E and C are both antioxidants, but they both work a little bit differently. So they're both gonna unify the complexion and they're both gonna brighten the skin. So if you tend to have like different colored patches, like I get that in the winter, I don't know what happens. I have like a red patch, just slightly like gray, purpley, I don't even know what it is. Lighter patches, darker patches, I don't know, this unifies the complexion. And then we have niacinamide, which is vitamin B3 in there, which we all know is really good to replenish the shield of the skin and make your skin really strong. And then lastly, we have all of the amino acids. So the amino acids, like I explained, they are going to create a transepidermal water loss shield. So lock in all the hydration, but also lock in the ingredients. But they also have added benefits. And they range from regenerating, soothing, antioxidant, all that I explained before. This is the list of the amino acids within these little babies. Here we go. Alanine, glycine, isoleucine, methionine, proline, threonine, valine, aspartic acid, arginine, cysteine, hydroxyproline, leucine, ornithine, serine, tryptophan, glutamic acid. I don't know if the acids are amino acids. They might be NMFs. But anyway, anything with "ine" at the end, for sure, is an amino acid. Asparagine, glutamine, histidine, lysine, phenylalanine, taurine, and tyrosine. It's crazy. It is crazy, guys. I mean, that's why this is expensive. So basically, these pack of 10 of these is about £700. I know, steep. Also, you should know that this is also a product that when we do the micro needling, the micro puncture in clinic, we use this as a cocktail. So we'll probably use about half of it and then we give you the other half to take home so you can use it the next day and hopefully maybe for 2 days. And we use it because as we are micro needling the skin, not me, I'm not a therapist, as my therapists are micro needling the skin, it is pushing these amino acids, these peptides, these vitamins deep into the skin, really getting as much value and punch out of this baby as possible. And it's so effective. And I've got to say, the micropuncture treatment is my favorite treatment that we offer. By far. I will have it every other month as long as I have time. There's also no downtime. It doesn't hurt. The needles go straight in, they come straight out. You don't have any scratches. You don't have the redness that you would experience. You would experience redness, but then after the treatment, we put a mask over your face, which is full of collagen. It's called the Biologique Recherche. And it's just packed full of marine collagen. And that really soothes the skin. And by the time you're out the door, it's gone. You are soothed, you are not red. It is over. So I just had to mention this, baby. So I am using these at the moment. If you do not want to go that route, you can use this right here. So this is the OLIGO-PROTÉINES marine serum. It contains algae and malachite, which is a green gemstone. So what this does is it really energizes the skin. It really brightens and energizes the skin. It's also really good. So if you tend to have dark circles under your eyes, it's ophthalmologically tested. Yes, I said it. Yes, I did. And I said it right. Ophthalmologically tested, so you can put it under your eye and it brightens dark circles. So it's super energizing, super revitalizing, and it's a great option if you don't want to go the full hog. This is about £90, but this is gonna last you probably about 4 to 5 months. I mean, I think with the oligo-protein marine, we're always cocktailing ingredients. We're always cocktailing serum. So you would only really apply 4 of these and this is working differently in terms of brightening the skin to the cocktail. So if you put too much of this, you might get a reaction because it's very active. This is too active for me. The algae it makes me react, but I have a very reactive skin, guys. You know, this is a really, really, really good product. A lot of our clients use this. A lot of our staff use this. A lot of people use this. It's really good, but you just have to be careful with it. 4 drops in the evening, every night is going to be good enough, and it will last you 4 to 5 months. So for £90, it's kind of better. So that is next. Also, if you're using this, don't forget you always need to use a hydrating serum. So you need to use a hyaluronic acid or the serum colostrum or something hydrating. This isn't hydrating. If you are using the cocktail, you don't need to. This is hydrating. So when you're using the cocktail, don't use any other serums. You are using the queen right here of serums. I'm talking about the serums, not myself. So you just use these. You don't need to use anything else. It would be wasteful to do so. Okie dokie, guys. Next, we are going to talk about creams. So I have 3 options. They're all brightening. Brightening. Love the brightening. Okay, so we have 3 options for 3 different skin types and they all brighten. So I am using the CRÈME HYDRAVIT'S. This one, is that focusing? Yeah. Is a brown cream. So it is yeast based. I guess I'll put it on the other side of my arm because the inside is all white. So you can see it there. I don't know how well you can see that. So it's brown and it goes into the skin pretty quick and pretty well. Oh, it feels so silky. So you can see it's like in already and it's so silky, guys. It's such a good cream. And so all of these are brightening. They all have slightly different ways to brighten the skin, but the HYDRAVIT'S, because it has a brown base, it is better for skins that need more balance. So if you tend to react to products, if you tend to, if you can break out, I would recommend the CRÈME HYDRAVIT'S. None of these products, by the way, are for sensitive skin. So if you're really reactive, my skin is reactive, but it's like a middle. If you're really reactive, you don't want to be brightening your skin with any brightening products, because anything that is actually going to brighten your skin is going to activate and energize and make your skin more reactive. So if you have a reactive skin, don't worry about the dullness, don't worry about anything, just think about making it less reactive. I just want to say that because it's important. So the CRÈME HYDRAVIT'S has stabilized vitamin C in there. So it's important because a lot of products have vitamin C, but it's not stabilized. This is stabilized, so it's not going to change. It's not going to degrade. It's going to keep working for you. And that is going to brighten your skin, but also unify your skin tone, which is what I need. It also has the rhozobium and the hyaluronic acid, so it's super, super hydrating, just like the MASQUE VIP02 did. In terms of regenerating and revitalizing, it has the Mimosa teniflora extract, and it also has the buckthorn, sea buckthorn, which is like a sea berry, within its extract, and that is a really interesting ingredient because basically it has so many antioxidants, vitamin E and carotenoids, which are basically going to help your skin against photoaging, which is really important. So basically it's going to help your skin from mitigating photoaging, which is the melanin synthesis in your skin. Which is why I love this little baby. Not only does it brighten your skin, but it's also going to help stop pigmentation. Yes. And then it also has this phytocomplex from BR, which is a specific complex that they have, which is supposed to be really purifying, which again, when you are activating your skin and you're doing all of these brightening active ingredients, your skin is going to start acting. Right, it's like a Duracell bunny, right? So Duracell bunny, you don't put a what is it? You know, like those pills. What are they called? A Duracell. Okay, you put the Duracell in the Duracell bunny and it starts going, jumping up and down, right? And when you take the Duracell out, it just stops. It doesn't move. And that's what's happening. You're basically putting the Duracell into you and you're the bunny and your skin is going to be activated. So this product has ingredients within it to stabilize that and to eliminate or slow down the bad side effects. So that's why it's good for a mid-sensitized skin. If you tend to get oily as well, it's really good because it's got the B3 niacinamide and the yeast in there because it's yeast-based, but it's still got great brightening actives and anti-pigmentation actives. The next one I would like to speak about is the CRÈME VIPO2. This one right here. Is it focusing? Yeah. CRÈME VIPO2. So the CRÈME VIPO2 is a white cream. And it doesn't smell of anything. I always feel like I need to say that because, you know, some of the BR products, they don't smell great. And some people don't want to go through that. So this is the CRÈME VIPO2. You can see it is white. And then you can see as I'm spreading it, it feels great, but this needs to be worked into the skin quite a lot more because it's got a clay base to it because it's white. So it needs to be worked in. Usually what I do when I use a white cream, I personally don't use this this particular cream, I'll explain why later, but usually what I do is I sort of spread it out that much and then within 2 minutes the rest has absorbed. But what's great about the CRÈME VIPO2 is that if you live in a polluted environment, it literally creates a barrier to stop the pollution from adhering, well, not all of it, but most of it, from adhering to your skin and therefore absorbing in. So if you want to really fight that oxidization in your skin and you live in a very polluted environment, this is a fantastic cream to go for. I also want to explain that the reason I personally do not use this cream is because any product which has the BR oxygenating complex, so any product where you see VIPO2 on it contains the BR oxygenating complex within it. And there is something within that creates a film, a shield on the skin, like I explained, which is anti-pollution. And that's great. But the downside to it is that it creates a shield on the skin and it's pretty thick. So it doesn't absorb. It's formulated to stay on the surface of the skin. So me having a oily tendency, if I don't use the right products, my skin doesn't like it at all. I don't like it. I can feel it on my skin the whole day and I get oily with it. So if you have an oily tendency to your skin, this won't be fantastic for you. If you don't have an oily tendency to your skin, you will love this cream. It has so many amazing benefits to it. Oh, also something to mention is the Le ViaPure2 and the MASQUE ViaPure2 are washed off. So they don't have this shield that stops pollution from going into your skin. They just clean off the pollution. But this and the Fluid ViaPure2, which I will talk about at the end, this does. So that's why I don't particularly love this one, but I love the Le ViaPure2 and the MASQUE ViaPure2. So this, the CRÈME ViaPure2 is, like I said, it has the bio-oxygenating complex. It also has a glucan detox, which is going to help detoxify the skin from the environmental pollutants. And then it also has hyaluronic acid within it and quite a high content. So basically it's going to really, really hydrate your skin. It's got a lot of lipids in here as well. So it's very, very nourishing and comforting and softening to the skin. And I think that's about it with the CRÈME ViaPure2, but it's a great product. But with the BR range, you know, everything is so bespoke. So I'm not going to tell you that I love everything, because not everything is good for me. But just because it's not good for me, it doesn't mean it's not good for you, because your skin might be different to mine, or it might be the same. But that's what is so amazing about this brand. The last cream I would like to talk about is the Crème Grand Millésime. So we went from the most hydrate, the Crème HYDRAVIT'S, which is the most hydrating and the most balancing, and it's for like reactive, maybe oily tendency, slightly oily tendency skins, to the middleman, which is the Crème ViaPure2, to the big girl. She's the big girl. She is the Crème Grand Millésime. So let me show you this one. So firstly, you can, I don't know if you can see because of the lights, it's pearly. It's iridescent, pearly color, texture, and also effect on the skin. So if I take a little bit, I'm going to take a little tiny bit. Okay, so if I show you here, there we go. And then if I work that in, this cream is thick, but it's also formulated to stay on the surface of the skin. So you usually use a little bit and you really have to work it in and spread it. I've used a tiny amount. So when I showed you the Crème ViaPure2, I probably used twice as much, but this, it takes time to really work into the skin. It gives, it's not really showing, but it gives you this beautiful pearly iridescent finish on the skin. So this particular product was actually created, I'm told, for one of the founders. So the husband, Yvan Alouche, created it for his wife, and he created it for her because it's very nourishing, it's brightening, and it's antioxidation. And it's also anti-aging. And she was a smoker. This was a long time ago, right? She was a smoker, and he wanted to provide her with a product that was going to do everything that she wanted to happen to her skin, which is so lovely. It's such a lovely love story. And so he created this big grande dame, the Crème Grand Millésime right here. So this is for a dry skin. Madame Alouche was also a smoker, so it's also for a stressed, dull skin. When you are a smoker, your skin tends to get a lot duller, especially as you get older, so you really need extremely brightening products to really elevate your skin and illuminate it. And so this is more a product that I would recommend if you have super dry skin. Even if you have super dry skin, I'm talking about it because we're talking about all the brightening products, but I wouldn't recommend it at this time of year. This is really a cream that I would recommend like autumn, winter time, because this is thick and this really creates a barrier, a really, really strong barrier on the skin. But it's an amazing product. It's very, very good. Just again, not for me. very lastly, we have the Fluid VIPO2. So this one, again, I don't use this, so I'm stopping at the cream. So I'm using the cleanser, the lotion, the mask once a week, the cocktail, and the crème HYDRAVIT'S at the moment. But like I said, I'm going through all of the brightening, oxygenating VIPO2 range. So the Fluid VIPO2 it's a spray, just like I showed you in my winter skincare routine where I actually did it. It's very similar. Let me just shake it. You need to shake it. It's gonna go everywhere. Oh my God. Okay, no, it didn't. And the Fluid VIPO2, the easiest way to describe it is a more potent version than the crème VIPO2. So again, this is something that I would recommend usage in the colder months, so in autumn and winter. It's not something that I would recommend now. But if you don't know our range, the finishing serums, and this is one of them we have in the UK, we have 3. The finishing serums are the products within our range with the highest, apart from the cocktail, the finishing serums are contain the highest amount of active ingredients. So they are potent, super potent, and they are designed to be applied on top of your cream and very, very sparsely. So you would literally spritz 2 of these sprays into your hand, just flatten it out and just press everywhere into your skin. And this is extremely brightening, extremely regenerating. It has anti-aging properties in there as well, but it also creates that shield, that film on your skin, which is anti-pollution, which is why I can't use it. But it's an amazing product, especially in the winter or the autumn when it starts to get colder. If you do live in a city and you don't like using a really thick cream, but you really do want that barrier, you can spritz just 1 spritz of this and put it over the top of your face cream, and it will really help to stop those pollutants from messing your skin up. So in terms of ingredients, this has, in terms of anti-aging, it has the trusty walnut, which is also in the lotion P50V, which combats the elastase process. So elastase is the process that degrades or removes or degrades and kills your own elastin production. So this is going to help prohibit that from happening, which is really important. It also contains white tea leaf as an antioxidant, which is a fantastic antioxidant. It's got lots of polyphenols in there, and it's super brightening, and it really helps again to fight all of that oxidative stress that is going to happen to your skin in those polluted environments. It has the oxygenating complex within it, duh. So it has the perfluorodecaline, that we all love and that we love, that we all know and that we love. And then lastly, it obviously the shield process is the anti-pollution polysaccharide that BR uses in order to create this shield for the skin. So that is the Fluid VIPO2. So I have done my spring skincare routine, your possible changes that you can apply to your spring skincare routine. But all I want to say is that it is spring. Again, winter is done. Hopefully we will be allowed to live more normally soon. People are not getting sick as much anymore. And there seems to be a light, truly, this time. There seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel. So guys, hang in there. Do everything you can to keep yourselves happy and whole and positive. For me, it's doing my skincare, my body care. It makes me happy. I hope it makes you happy. And have a lovely evening, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.